Hey folks, I'm back after a kind of a big day yesterday. If anybody watched my post yesterday, it was, basically there was just a sense for the last 24 or 48 hours of just a deep, deep sadness that I almost couldn't connect to anything except that I kind of could because I was consciously also aware of letting go of a certain pattern of thinking and basically this pattern that's just in my mind, like always taking me one step down the road, always pushing me like to the next thing, so that the now moment is never enough. Where I am now is never enough. I'm not working hard enough. I'm not far along enough. I'm not earning enough money. I'm not generous enough. I'm not trying hard enough, right? That's the repeated mantra of this pattern, and it has essentially infused my entire life. Everything I do is operated by that pattern, or has been until recently. I feel like the last couple of days that's beginning to be seen. And now today the sensation I had was almost like a transmission on a car, where it was like I would be in this sadness. I would just have the emotion that's sort of like been suppressed and blocked by the pattern. I'd be feeling that, and then it's like the gear shift wanted to shift into the usual mode of coping with that, or of compensating for that, and just go into my pattern of like overcoming, striving, trying, fixing, taking the next step, pushing. And the last day or so, I've been pretty good about just like not doing that, like just resting into the feeling and being like, no, I had a really strong feeling come through in meditation yesterday. There was just like it was like telling me, don't rush this. Like, this feeling is your feeling. This is your pain. Be precious with it. Let it do what it needs to do. Really nurture it. And not that I'm trying to hold on to the pain, but right now at least, my issue isn't that I've been trying to hold on to the pain. My issue is that I've been trying to not feel it. So just allowing it in, being aware of what my mind might be trying to do to compensate, but not actually allowing my mind to run the story, to run the pattern, feels like the main step of today. There's so many ways in which, just by resting with it, I'm starting to see, oh my God, this pattern has been running the way that I practice and play piano. This pattern has been running the way I relate to to my friends, to friendships. It's been running the way that I relate to my romantic partners for as long as I can remember. Right now, money's a big issue in my life, so the pattern's glomming onto money and just making that the thing that is part of this never quite enoughness pattern. And when that started to fall away, like I said yesterday, it's like there was all of a sudden just a deep and inexplicable pain. Like I couldn't pinpoint it, but it just felt global. It just felt like overarching sadness. And one thing that came up, I had a great call with my friend Kyle last night, and we talked a little bit about this, and I mentioned something which is something I've been aware of for a while, because my mom has told me this story. She told me that when I was younger, I was, like a reasonably bright young kid, and she would always be pushing me to take the next step. Like whatever I had learned, she was always kind of taking me one step down the road. Just, I think in a very, with the best of intentions, trying to keep me inspired and keep me interested and keep me learning, keep me evolving. But there's also a way in which, and I'm not sure that that's the thing that has programmed me or that created this conditioning, but it certainly fits the bill in a way. And there's a way in which you can see, like, if that's the goal all the time, then that right now, where I am right now, is never enough. I have to be taking one step further. And so then if I try to let go of that, if I try to stop doing that, then it's almost like saying, maybe my mom won't love me, because the way that she was expressing love when I was, we're talking probably toddler age, was part of this pattern. So for me to drop that is all of a sudden like me, but like then what? Then where will the love come from? And so it's really interesting to sit with it and to be to just let the emotion be there, and to not let the mind take over, not let this pattern take over, and to be just as conscious as I can of what it's trying to tell me. Again, like it's just rifling through my life and looking at all these different areas, and it's all kind of like comes in waves. Like whatever I feel like is the most important thing in my life at any given time, the pattern kind of takes that and then turns that into the thing that I'm not able to ever be enough at. And so, and in a way that's led to another weird pattern of mine where I kind of like always need to have something in order to succeed at anything. I have to be doing something else at the same time, because if I can be doing something else that I can convince myself is more important, then the other thing kind of becomes not as important, and the pattern kind of leaves it alone, so I can actually do decent work over here while I'm not in the pattern. The pattern is totally dysfunctional. It makes it impossible to make genuine progress, because there's no ability to rest into the moment. There's no ability to rest into now. There's no ability to receive what's coming through right now. And so that pattern has really kind of like it's really kind of handicapped me in a number of ways. And so now the job is to just, and this came through really strongly yesterday too, it's like, this is your pain. This is my thing right now. Don't rush it. Don't try and get through it. Don't try and, figure out what it's all about. Just be present with the feeling and let it talk to me. The other really helpful thing Kyle said yesterday is it'll leave when it's ready to. It'll leave when it's supposed to. But there may be 15 things in the meantime that it has to tell me. There may be revelations about it and about my life and about the way I work and the way I am, that I have been, that want to be seen. Ultimately a lot of this is about just a little kid who wants to be seen and has a strategy for being seen, and then he gets older and his strategy no longer works, and I'm holding on to a strategy from God knows how long ago. So that's where I'm at today, folks. Again, anybody who watched yesterday's video, I appreciate you taking the time to listen and to receive this. It's huge to be able to say this, to externalize this experience. I feel like a huge shift is taking place. This feels like the meta pattern that has kind of held me in check in a lot of ways for a long time. And I think it feels really good on one level to be finding it and to be going, oh, wow, I think I see what's going on here. At the same time as it's like just consistently makes me feel delicate and, kind of wiped out. So, again, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this is somehow, revelatory to other people as well. I think all of us have these patterns on some level, and there's a way in which our pattern might be different and our background might be different, but this process of what we experience when we let it go and just rest into the moment, that's completely universal. And I think I certainly applaud anybody else who's doing this. And it's like being on a path together. So love you all. Thank you for listening. See you again tomorrow.